enzymes in there that's going to do that even better later, but we'll get to that. And it needs food and water for the chick, because it's a really long time. They live for 3 days. So they've got to have some kind of nourishment. That's going to come in the form back here. Okay? So we're going to move up. This whole thing here is called the spermatic cord. And again, the spermatic cord has the testicular artery, nerve, vein. It's got some lymph vessels also, and your vas deferens. That's going to move up and go in at the, what's this area called? Part 2 last week or the week before? Inguinal canal. Okay? So it goes in through the body at the inguinal canal. The vas deferens is going to wrap around the back of the bladder. The artery, nerve, and vein is going to be like, see you later, and keep going up. But the vas deferens is going to take a turn and go around the back of the bladder. Okay? At this point, it's going to meet up with a gland. What's this gland called? Good. Seminal vesicle. Glad you guys pre-read. Seminal vesicles. Okay, the seminal vesicle will squirt seminal fluid. The seminal fluid is your food and water for the chick. So now, at this point, once it's gone back through the bladder, now we've got semen, because it's met up with the seminal vesicle, which is going to squirt in seminal fluid. Now we've got semen. Open this up and look. Here's your seminal vesicle squirting in the tubes that the sperm is coming through. Notice how on the board, seminal vesicle is not one of the lists of the areas of the journey of the sperm. It's an accessory. It's not the tube that the sperm is actually coming up. It's squirting into that tube. Does that make sense? So it's not part of the journey, but it's a very important accessory to that journey. So seminal vesicle back behind the bladder is going to squirt in seminal fluid. Then, can't really tell very well in here, it's going to go through the ejaculatory duct here. Okay? Through the ejaculatory duct. Comes back behind the bladder, through the ejaculatory duct, go up through the bladder. Urethra, penis. Okay? So if I'm in the urethra right here, what goes through here? What runs through here? Urine and what else? Semen. Okay. What runs through here? The prostatic urethra and the ejaculatory duct. Semen. What runs through, where's my other half? Right, up here, sperm only. All the way back to here, sperm only, sperm only, sperm only, sperm only. Okay? It's got to get all the way up to the back of the bladder and have the seminal vesicle squirt in seminal fluid. The prostate also squirts in prostatic fluid, but they're still unsure of its function. There's another gland, though, that's going to contribute to this. And I got one really good model with it. This one. Yes? Okay. So remember, semen made in the seminiferous tubules. Okay, you've got the sperm made. It's going to move up the epididymis, up through this whole thing that's called the what? Spermatic cord. What's the tube that the sperm is moving up in the spermatic cord? The vas deferens. It's going to come up, go back behind the bladder, meet up with this structure here. What is it? That seminal vesicle. What is the seminal vesicle squirt? Semen, which is, what's the function of it? Food and water for the trip. Yes. The prostate is also going to squirt its bit, but the vas deferens is going to turn into the ejaculatory duct and go out the penis. We're missing the tip of the penis part. Okay? But there's a gland right here on either side, just underneath your prostate gland, This is called your bulbourethral gland, or the Cowper's gland. It has a very important function. It squirts pre-ejaculatory fluid, or the pre-cum. Pre-ejaculatory fluid. The function of the pre-ejaculatory fluid is to clean out the urethra, because what's the deal with the urethra? What was running through there? Urine. Urine comes from the bladder and goes straight through this area here, which is called the prostatic urethra. The whole thing is the urethra. Okay? But the area that goes through the prostate is called the prostatic urethra. All of this is going to be full of urine. Urine is slightly acidic. What happens if I run sperm or semen through an acidic tube? Right? They're going to get burned up. They're all going to die. So, the bulbourethral gland, or also known as the Cowper's gland, is going to squirt pre-ejaculatory fluid, which will clean out the urethra and neutralize the pH. Now it's ready for semen to actually be squirted through here. Okay? So remember, semen comes, what's in here? Seminiferous tubules, up the epididymis, up the vas deferens. Vas deferens comes back behind the bladder, meets up with the seminal vesicle, which squirts in semen. Now we have semen. It's going to go through the ejaculatory duct here to the urethra, out the penis. It's been pre-cleaned out by the bulbourethral gland, which will neutralize the pH in the urethra so that all the sperm don't die as they go through. Make sense? All right, the Dardos tunic is there's several layers here. I don't have a good model that will show you all the layers. You're going to need, you have Ken still, right? You got to know all this, okay? This is it's his thing, okay? You got to know these layers. Dardos tunic. It's the one that's going to give the wrinkly appearance to the testicles. Next layer, you're going to have external spermatic fascia, then the cremaster muscle. What does the cremaster muscle do? Raise and lower the testicles. Why do you raise and lower testicles?
When they get hot.
Yeah, when they get hot, they're down to their knees. Why?
The sperm don't get fried.
Yeah, it's all about temperature regulation. There's a very fine window of how you can keep your sperm from dying. Does that mean that if you get in a jacuzzi, that you're good to go? Everything's dead because it's all hot. No, because one little bastard will make it through. Okay? He's going to be the strong one that can survive whatever. Okay? So getting in a jacuzzi is not going to help you. If you're having fertility problems, you need to stay out of jacuzzis and you can't have hot baths or hot showers because you will kill the sperm. So it's all about temperature regulation. What about when they get in cold water? What happens? Whoop, all the way up. Why? Trying to warm up. Got to get closer to the body so it can warm up so that the sperm don't die again. Okay? So this is up and down motion constantly based on body temperature. Alright, so then the next layer is your internal spermatic fascia. We're going from external all the way in. Okay? So Dardos tunic, external spermatic fascia, cremaster muscle, internal spermatic fascia, the parietal tunic, vaginal tunic. It's called vaginal. Yes, you boys have things on you called vaginal tunics.
I feel that also.
Uh-huh. Then a vaginal cavity. You guys have a vaginal cavity. It's between your external, your parietal and visceral vaginal tunics. Okay? It's just a space in between. Like a coelomic space, they call it a vaginal cavity. So know those layers. You're going to need them. There's the serosal layers that are going from external to internal. Okay? From superficial to deep. Got to know those layers can require it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, the thing is with the gubernaculum, this is all embryological stuff. He's also going to want you to know this. You guys listening? Gubernaculum? Gubernaculum? Gubernaculum. Okay. This is the thing that's going to help with the descent of the gonads in males and female embryos. Okay, this is the gubernaculum. When it's all said and done, the gubernaculum in the female becomes one of the ligaments at lower scrotal ligament. In the lower part, okay, if you're a male, the top part becomes nothing. The lower part becomes the scrotal ligament. Okay, there's a ligament holding basically all these layers of testicles to the scrotum, okay, so that it all moves together. In the female, it's going to become the round ligament, which is a weird ligament that I can't show you, but it's one of these ones that moves from the inside all the way down into the labia, majora, ligament that runs through there, but I don't have any area in the lab to show you that. And the ovarian ligament, and I'll show you the ovarian ligament. Okay, that's all from the gubernaculum. Okay, scrotal ligament. Okay, scrotal ligament is derived from the gubernaculum, so it's right below it on your list. Epididymis, we already did that. Okay, there's a head, body, and tail. The head is the bigger part here at the top. The body is here, and the tail is what turns into the vas deferens. Okay, testicular artery and vein, again, is inside your what? Spermatic cord. Okay, the pampiniform plexus. This is veins only. It runs around the whole testicle, and it converges and converges and converges as it's going up the spermatic cord and becomes the testicular vein. Inguinal canal is where the spermatic cord reaches the body wall and goes inside of the body. Okay, so right here is the inguinal canal. Seminal vesicles, that's the one that is located on the back side of the bladder. What does it contribute? Semen? No. It turns the sperm into semen. Seminal fluid. Okay, seminal fluid. What is the function of the seminal fluid? Food and water for the trip. Ejaculatory duct. Where can I find an ejaculatory duct? In the prostate. Okay, because it goes back behind the bladder and then goes through the prostate. This is why enlarged prostates cause men problems urinating, because it cuts off. If we look inside of the prostate, it's going to cut off. You can look at this one, you can look at these. They're not very good. Boy, this is terrible. So here's your urethra coming from your bladder going out the penis. This is the ejaculatory duct coming from back behind the bladder. When this gets swollen, it cuts off, makes it difficult for ejaculation. It makes it difficult for urination as it swells through these very teeny tubes. Prostate gland again contributes something called prostatic fluid to our whole journey to help us become semen, but the function is unknown. Bulbourethral gland, what does it contribute? Pre-cum. Don't say pre-cum. Pre-ejaculatory fluid. Penis. All right. Where are my penises?
They're the small ones?
Yeah, the tips. Okay. Yes, they really do point down. First time I taught this class, I kept trying to put them on upside down. I'm like, what's going on? And my best friend, she was the faculty for it. And she's like, that's because you have it upside down. I'm like, I've never seen one like that. She's like, whatever. All right, so anyway, so yes, they are supposed to point down. So, the head of the penis is called the glands. And then you have the shaft.